Hello again, this is Pastor Tim coming to you from Bend and Lomita United Methodist Churches. We are on the verge of Holy Week, and so we are trying to give an orientation, a quick overview of what Holy Week is. It starts with Palm Sunday. That's the story of Jesus entering Jerusalem for his last time, when everyone takes palms and puts it on the walkway, on the road, on the way in. That's kind of what you do to honor kings and generals and important people. Interestingly enough, though, Herod was entering Jerusalem from the other side with the Roman army riding steeds, war horses, with all the army with him, making a big deal of it. But that's not what Jesus did. Jesus was riding a donkey, an animal of peace. A donkey is an animal of peace because, in general, a donkey will not ride into chaos, into war. It'll run the other direction. So he was considered an animal of peace. And so it's kind of ironic that he's going to his death with people praising him. That will be very different by Friday. He carries on his ministry in Jerusalem because that's where prophets go to die. That's where prophets, the word of God, people proclaim it, and it is rejected. Historically, that's what's happened. And so he too has gone to Jerusalem. He wants to have a Last Supper with his disciples, the Passover meal, which is a celebration of deliverance of the Hebrew people. So he is be delivering all people with his death and his resurrection. So he shares this meal, and he changes the ritual, saying, "This is my body, this is my blood. This is what I do to save the world." And you can participate in it. And so they receive that meal and do it it's so meaningful to them that they want to do it again and again and again. And we have the communion ritual, which we share, is Christ is the host and is also the substance of the meal. But it's not a wake. It's a celebration of all the times that God gives food to people who are in need, gives life to people who are dying. So this communion is a celebration of life, of Jesus' victory, as well as his presence with us now. He goes through his trial and death, an unfair trial, of course, but the people in power have had enough of him. They can't control him. He doesn't follow their rules. He doesn't follow their line of thought. And somebody who rebels has to be done away with. So that's why they put him on the cross. Jesus chooses to go to the cross. He could have done something else, but he chooses to die for the sake of others. In fact, he has a thief on the cross that he spoke well of Jesus and said, told the other thief not to deride him, but that this was a holy man. And Jesus said, "You will be with me in paradise." He dies, and the curtain in the temple rips. That's the Holy of Holies inside. That's where God resides. It's opened up, and God is loose in the world. God is doing something new. Every time it was the darkest day, God brings something new. God saved the Hebrew people from their slavery. God saved Abraham from and Sarah from their lack of prodigy, of lack of a future. He saves people from their darkest day. God seems to do his best work in cemeteries. They buried him, but he was not going to use the burial place for very long, because on Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, he rose from the dead. God raised him from the dead and said that the last thing is not death, it's life. The worst thing is not the last thing. So Easter gives us new life. So we have to go through that. We have to realize that the darkest part of life are still part of life, and that God didn't spare his son from that. And but as the end of that was not death, but life. And that's God's plan for us, to lift us up as well. So we celebrate Easter as our future as well as God's desire for us. I hope that gives you a quick summary of it. help you look at the events of the week, and we'll see you next time.